Hello students, welcome back to this YouTube channel. Today we'll continue with the 12th Commerce OCM chapter number 5 staffing. So before starting with the ongoing part, let us go through the recap. So in the first 3 parts of this video, we have studied about staffing. What is staffing? It is not merely selecting, but it is a wider term. Then we have learned about characteristics and importance. And then in the last video we have talked about staffing as a part of human resource management. In that 2 topics were covered: manpower planning and concerned with the compensation and development of staff. So today, as told you in the previous video, we will discuss about process of staffing. The most important topic of this chapter. Again, one 5-mark question is frequently asked 9 times out of 10 examinations from this topic, process of staffing, and that's too especially from recruitment. So let us see what is process of staffing. Now, staffing process is majorly divided into 2 parts. First one is recruitment and then is selection. Now talking about recruitment and selection, when we talk about recruitment and selection in layman's language, means in normal language, both the words seems to have same meaning. Both the words seem to have same meaning. Recruitment also means to select and appoint employees. Selection also means to appoint employees. So what is the difference? How it is bifurcated in the process of staffing. So let us see. Talking about recruitment. Now talking about process of staffing. Now why staffing is important we have already learned. But why staffing should be done with a proper process? The reason behind it is contented, experienced and effective staff is very much needed for an organization. Okay, and management gurus in industries have said that contented, experienced, creative and honest staff is an invaluable asset to the business organization. Such a staff is an invaluable asset to a business organization. And to select such a staff, we need to go through the proper process so that there are more chances of getting a efficient and effective staff for the organization. Okay. Now the first type of process of staffing is recruitment, and then comes to the selection. Talking about recruitment is a continuous process, and generally it is made when we have a new enterprise or the enterprise is growing, or one or other employees may retire, leave the organization, dies, or somewhat like this happens. Okay, so we go through a recruitment process. Now actual meaning of recruitment says recruitment is the process of acquiring at the right time, in the right number, in the right place, persons with right qualification. So what is the importance of what is a recruitment? Recruitment is a process of acquiring at the right time, in the right number, in the right place, persons with right qualification. This is recruitment. And in ordinary language, recruitment is the process of looking for probable employees and making them apply for a job. Recruitment is the process of looking for probable employees and making the candidates apply for the job. That is recruitment. Okay. Now coming to 5-mark question. Extra important. Sources of recruitment. 9 times out of last 10 examination, a question has been asked from this topic. Recruitment. What are the internal sources? What is recruitment? What is internal sources? Recruitment and external sources. Anything can be asked. 8 to 9 times out of 10 times this question has been asked. So talking about sources of recruitment. Now recruitment can be done in 2 ways. First is internal, next is external. Let us talk about internal sources first. Now internal sources means we get to recruit the employees, recruit to able candidates, efficient and effective candidates from the internal source of the organization only. Internally we get to recruit new employees, new candidates, that too effective and efficient one. And external means going outside the organization and finding the employees and making them apply for the jobs. Okay. Now cost effective, if we see that internal is less time consuming as we are doing it internally, as well as it is less cost. It affect less cost. But when you talk about external sources, it is more time consuming as well as costlier compared to internal sources. Now talking about internal sources, first one is promotion. Now for talking about internal sources of recruitment or external sources, we would take example of our school only, so it will be easier for us to understand. Now talking about promotion. Promotion means placing an employee from a department of an organization to another department to a higher level because of his experience, because of his great work skill. Okay, that is known as promotion. Okay, promotion may lead to increase in the salary of the individual or may lead to increase in the perks of that individual, but it depends. So first case is promotion. Now let us understand this is an example. We have a vacancy or we need a teacher for a higher secondary department or secondary department. Okay, so instead of hiring an outside candidate, what we do, we pick someone from the pre-primary or primary section, efficient or effective staff to join us in the secondary and higher secondary, and we can use them in a more utilized way because two benefits are there. First thing, they is well known with the school condition. Second thing, they might have taught these students in the primary in the earlier years, so they have a connection with the students. So this is promotion. This is called promotion. Okay. Next is transfer. Next one is transfer. Transfer means transferring an individual or candidate from one department to another department. Okay, transferring a teacher, excess of teacher, surplus of teacher from higher secondary department to secondary department, secondary to primary, primary to pre-primary, within pre-primary, within secondary, transferring a teacher from English department to SS department. So this is transfer. This is transfer. Next one is important. Next one is friends and relatives. Next one is friends and relatives. Now what we do, we generally tell the internal employees that we have a vacancy over here, we need an employee over here. So ask your friend and family who is able, who is competent for the perfect, who is perfect for this job, and ask them to apply. So that is employing or recruiting through friends and relatives. That is friends and relatives. Okay. Next one is recalling retrenched employees. Now what is recalling retrenched employees? Recalling retrenched employees means recalling the employees which were working with the organizations earlier and calling them back, asking them back to join the organization back and help us. That is called recalling retrenched employees. Okay. For example, if we have an accountancy teacher earlier and after he leaves 1 or 2 years or 10 years, 20 years later, we call them back to our organization to help us, to serve us. That is recruitment through recalling retrenched employees. That is recruitment through recalling retrenched employees. The fifth one in this is promotion with transfer. Now in promotion, a teacher, assistant teacher is promoted to teacher, PGT, TGT, then vice principal, principal in the same department, in the same section. But when a teacher from different section is promoted to different section with a hike in the salary, that is known as promotion with transfer. In promotion, hike in salary is also there, but within the same department. But when a teacher from primary to secondary, secondary to higher secondary, or pre-primary to secondary is transferred with a hike in the salary, it is known as promotion with transfer. Hike in the salary could be in financial on a direct basis or also in indirect in the forms of incentives. Okay, so this was promotion and transfer. And the last one in this, which is also important, waiting list. This is also asked for 1 mark or 2 mark individually. Now what is waiting list? For an example, for a vacancy of a teacher's post, 10 candidates have applied. Out of those 10 candidates, the school management had shortlisted 4 of them, and out of those 4, only one is to be selected, that is selected. So those 3 remaining are the next best options for that particular job. So after a year or 2 years, when the that post is again vacant, so instead of doing again advertisement or again following the whole procedure, we will first go to the waiting list. Those remaining three has kept in the waiting list. We'll approach them first. If they are still available, we'll ask them to apply, because we have been knowing about them. We have shortlisted them already. We know about their we know about their background, educational qualifications, background, and so on. So we'll go to them using waiting list. So if recruitment is done from among those 3, that is known as recruitment from waiting list. That is known as recruitment from waiting list. So these are the 6 important types of internal sources of recruitment. Now talking about external sources. External sources are very much easy, because we have seen that in day-to-day businesses. First one is through advertisement. Advertisement majorly here means by advertising in print media, newspapers, in the classified sections of newspaper, or giving a separate advertisement, color advertisement in the newspaper, local newspaper or national or state level newspaper. That is known as advertisement. Okay. Next is through employment exchange. Employment exchange is generally consultancy firms who ask the candidates looking for a job or in search of a job to apply or to provide the resume to the exchanges. They are in one-to-one touch with the corporate sectors or with the companies, and they provide workforce or manpower to the corporates. That is known as employment exchange. And generally those sectors which are in need of we can say more manpower go through recruitment from employment exchange. For example, telecallers, data entry jobs. The recruitment is done majorly through the employment exchange. Next is educational institutions. We have heard the word about campus recruitment, campus placements. Okay, that is educational recruiting through educational institutions. The corporate sectors come to the colleges and take interviews of the students who are in the final year 2 or 3 months prior to their examinations, and they select the best student as per their records, as per their interviews, to work for their organizations. Freshers, we know them as the freshers. So that is recruitment through educational institutions. Okay. Next is trade union. Employment through trade union. Trade union is again same such kind of employment exchange, but the only difference is here the workforce is those kind of workforce which are actually working in the industry or looking to work in the same industry. We have a trade unions, and the employees who are looking to switch the job or looking for a new job pass on their resumes to the unions of the trade, and when an organization needs experienced employees or they need employees from the same sector of the industry, they approaches trade union. Next is contractors and jobbers. Next is contractors and jobbers. Generally, the workforce that is provided by contractors and jobbers are we can say on a temporary basis, or we can say those workers which we need on daily wages basis are provided from contractors and jobbers. For example, if construction work is going on, we need a workforce for laying the slab, RCC slab, or construction of bridges. Okay, so we will ask for the employment or workforce through contractors and jobbers, or in a factory in the peak seasons when the seasonal trade is on a boom, or when a huge order has been came to the company and they require more workforce, more employments for a temporary period of time. They go through the contractors and jobbers. Generally, the workforce, we can say the workers provided by the contractor or jobbers are of a daily wages basis. Are on daily wages basis. Next one is again important. It is asked individually. That is recruitment at gate. That is recruitment at gate. Now recruitment at gate means outside the gate, outside the campus of the organization, holding a banner or a notice has been pasted out, labeling, for example in our school, labeling teachers required, staff required, and if someone sees that banner, poster or notice and apply for the job and get selected, that is known as recruitment at gate. That is known as recruitment at gate. And the last one out of external sources is modern methods. Modern method means all the new methods of recruitment. For example, using internet as a source through emails, through web portals, through applications, app-based, for example, Naukri.com, Times Jobs, Job India, and LinkedIn, and so on, comes under the modern methods. Modern methods means advertisement on social platforms, internets, advertisement through emails. So all those techniques of recruitment which uses internet comes under the modern methods of recruitment. Okay, so in today's video we have covered the first part of process of staffing, that is recruitment. What is recruitment? We understood that recruitment, and we have covered two main questions of 5 marks each, that is recruitment and internal sources, recruitment and external sources. Okay, now out of this external sources and internal sources, recalling retrench the employees, waiting list, contractors and jobbers, recruited at gate. These 4 topics can be asked individually, although everything is important from this, but these 4 topics have been asked individually for 1 mark or 2 mark in the past, so we need to keep more focus on them. One more thing, don't skip any point if it is asked for 5 mark. What we do, we are into habit that for 5 marks 5 points are enough. No, in internal sources and external sources, don't skip any point. Only 6 and 7 topics are there, so prepare all of them, don't skip any of them. Okay, so hope you have understood this video. In the next part of video, we'll be going to the selection and process of selection. Till then, stay home, stay safe, happy learning. And if you have any doubt for this, please fill down the comment section. Take care.